Hello and welcome to the Round 8 review for SuperCoach 2023. Fuck, we actually had a pretty good week, 2,418, a top 4% score actually. Didn't feel like a top 4% score, I'll be honest. I actually thought it was going to be a shambolic week. I saw some teams that went bloody large, and when you factor in that I had LDU's 59, I think it was, fuck, what a failed trade he was. Oh, we'll have to talk about him later on. And Sean Darcy's 77 on field as well. Did me no favours, but we'll cut him some slack. Went up against Reeves, where English only went a 90 on him last week. So we'll give him the benefit of doubt. But other than that, everything just went perfect. Got a nice captaincy for once. So yeah, I think we're heading in the right direction. Top 12% score overall. And the big one, 10,000 plus rank change overall. 22,000k. So still going really well, but also still playing for leagues, I think. So if you're going for overall ranks, don't take any advice off me here, because it's just sort of my sort of plans, I guess. So, which I really have no idea what I'm doing this week. Might need a little bit of help. Think of training a pod. I'm just not sure which pod it would be. We'll touch on that later on. Still got 19 trades, which is good. 9 out of 10 league wins as well. As long as I got up in my cashy, I am happy with that. Hence why we're playing for leagues. But yeah, we'll dabble in and get stuck straight into the team and assess it for round 9. Nearly the buys. Gee, the season's moving quickly. Hence why I really like this pod that I'm looking at. But we'll dive into that one a little bit later on. So Nick Dacos was tagged by Ryan Clark. Gee, they went after him, didn't they? 25 touches Dakes had, and still only an 81. So champion data a bit stiff on him. Didn't see a whole lot of the game, honestly, but did he butcher it at times? Not quite sure, but he's a cheeky one of VC this week, because no doubt he will respond. The bloke's a star. We love him. Tommy Stewart was good, sort of just got there to a 99. Did well under the circumstances. We jumped on Sinclair, who was good. What a bloody horrible game of footy. Didn't really see much of it, if I'm being honest, but a 99 is pretty good. He was cheap as chips. A capable top 6 defender if he gets going. So he was fine. Didn't really think he played a lot of half-back. Got on the end of a goal as well, which is always good for his scoring. So that's alright. Jack Siebel, far out. Wowee. That is an incredible score. He must have had 50 kicks or something like that to get that score. I guess it's not too surprising. I checked the scores at half-time. It was like 2 goals, 3 goals or whatever, 6 to 0-7. What a shit game. Ross Lyon's back. We know he's back when you're seeing performances like that. Just offensive, boring, shambolic football. And speaking of boring, it's that time slot, isn't it? You know, the one, the 4:40 Twilight Sunday night graveyard shift game. The one that no one has any interest in unless you go for one of these teams. But had a few Supercoach players in that game, but couldn't be more disinterested, if I am being honest. But 179 from Zeevel was fantastic. We love that. Connor McKenna, 46, really ordinary. Daniel Rich out, you'd think would benefit McKenna, but yeah, obviously not. I did actually go to this game. I'll quickly touch on that. So finally met up with the Saw Play boys. So DR was there, and our man Janif was there as well. Absolute legend, Janif. It was great to finally meet you, mate. It was a pretty ordinary night for your Blues. He bet the traffic home, and so did I. I knew the Lions were going to win. I was on the bandwagon for a while, and Cause was there as well. He's a big fan of the channel, so quick cheeky shout out to him. But yeah, Carlton fans bet the traffic home. Got to Southern Cross Station myself just after the third quarter, because I was trying to beat the traffic home as well. I live a fair way away from Melbourne, so it's a long train ride for myself. But I've had a look at the South Morang line and the upfield line, and it was just chock-a-block of Carlton supporters. So you know it's been a disastrous Friday night at Marvel Stadium when you see the platform just chock-a-block. So yeah, a bit unfortunate for Carlton, but yeah, DR's Lions too good on the night, and they capitalised when Carlton didn't. But yeah, McKenna really disappointing. So yeah, we've got to get rid of him this week, undoubtedly. Constable was my loophole for St. Cotter. Shit hot. Mitchell was alright. I think the rookies will hold their own short term anyway. Onto the midfield. Bonapale starred 725k. That is unbelievable. Sorry, I just got to clear my throat. I went for a run this arvo, and yeah, just sort of haven't smoked all day either, so form's not too good. You have to bear with me there. But yeah, the captain on Bonampally is really nice. But yeah, that price is unreal. Break even in the 120s, so more than capable of hitting it. He was my Brownlow predictor for this season, and it's looking that way. Dacos has been superb, but Bonampally, just the experience, he's turned the tables and he's been epic. So yeah, really nice captaincy there. The Tim Taranto, 118, pretty good score, but it's a funny one, isn't it? Are you taking that 118 VC? I don't know. I just sort of rolled the dice on Bonampally. I thought, I've got nothing to really lose here. He's super consistent, but there were plenty on Twitter that took that 118, which is completely fine. But Bont just stepped up and yeah, gained a lot of points there, so he loved that. But yeah, Timmy Taranto is still having a great season, averaging mid to high 30s. I think, I don't know his averaging, but being really nice. Rory Laird's unfortunate. Yeah, this has been a failed pick. I sort of suggested at the start of the season that Oliver was a much better... sorry, I've been butchering a couple of things in this video. Or butchering. I've done about 3 takes of this. One of them I finished, and then it froze at the end, so I had to sort of redo it completely. And I'm just all over the shop at the moment. I've got braces and expander in my mouth. Not making life too easy, so I'll try and get through it to my best possible ability. But Rory Laird, yeah, so obviously I did a video at the start of the season suggesting why Laird is a better option than Oliver. And gee, that has not aged well. The stats were perfect. They suggested everything in Laird's favour, but Oliver has just put 20 points on him every week. And it's just been a shocking selection. Is he fit? He can't play. He can't perform in the hot weather. He's got calf soreness. What is wrong with this guy? Everything's just going wrong. I know 102 is okay, but I'm not confident captaining him, and that's why I selected him. It's just been shambolic, so not happy with Rory Laird. Really am quite disappointed. I'd almost rather Matty Nicks just rest him for a week and hurt your team short term. If it means Laird coming back and performing again, so frustrating as ever. But yeah, I guess you just got to hold him. If you don't have him, that's pretty good. He will be below 600k at some point. Tom Green, 135. Thought he was much better than a 135, but yeah, that's still pretty good. You take that. And LEU, fuck me. Oh my god. This has been the worst pick of my season thus far. And there have been some, actually no, Tuke Miller was a lot worse. You can't get worse than that. But a 59, I think he's averaged low 70s since I traded him in. And when I did trade him in, before then, after the first 2 weeks, he was averaging 149. So this is just disgusting. What is wrong with this bloke? Missed last week. He was injured, come back. Saw him get a few early touches and kick it into the St Kilda midfielder. So he got smothered flat out. This is the most frustrating selection. I picked him to be that high ceiling, big body midfielder. I thought he was going to be a genuine top 8, and I jumped on him. I remember when he had a break even in I think it was like 5 or something like that, and he was 550k. So, this has just been. I mean, if he scores like that again, I'm gonna fucking throw up. It's just shit house. It's just been a horrible pick. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's just a failed trade altogether. Will Day, pretty underdone, but yeah, hopefully he can score over 90 throughout the season. But yeah, obviously want a little bit more from him. The signs are good, but just needs to sort of... I'm just asking for 10 points off him. That's all I'm asking for. Hopefully he can be a keeper. Top 6 material type defender. Hopper was solid. We'll hold him until his bye. Ashcroft, I'm in a bit of a sticky situation. I'll talk about that later on, but yeah, he's been pretty average. 1 week he's good, 1 week he's bad, hence why I am sort of tempted to hold him. Big V was good on the bench. Should have had Ashcroft on the bench and had a loophole going on, but I had so much confidence in Ashcroft, and yeah, that sort of what am I trying to think of here? Didn't work out. There's a word I'm trying to think of. I'm bloody Just all over the shop. It's been a long weekend, a massive weekend. I was barely home all weekend. I've been flat out today, worked all day, went, bought new footy, took it for a kick, just got home, got to cook dinner, doing a round review. You know, the bachelor life, boys, you just non-stop. So, no, Ashcroft, he's probably got to go. We'll see what happens. And, McVeigh and bench, Rookie's almost dead, but I think we can hold McVeigh for a little bit. We'll see what he does. At a really nice price too. Been a great rookie. Darcy 77, can excuse him. Obviously, we saw a 90 from English last week on Reeves, so that's fine. And Rowan Marshall, is he injured? I don't know what happened. Checked out this game completely. Was not really interested, but I hope we can hold him. Probably going to hold him regardless, but maybe bank 70k or 60k, whatever it is, and jump on Gorn. Not a bad shout that either. Josh Dunkley, bloody brilliant. How good's that from Dunks on a Friday night? He carved up Carlton's midfield. He was by far their best player. Good to watch too live. His work rate is unreal. You don't realise unless you're actually at a game how hard certain players work. And defensively, he's got the package, this bloke. Just unreal. Rosie, that's solid. He was good against my Bombers. Commiserations to them. Another salty loss against a very good team. So hopefully we can bounce back from that. Cogs was average, but that's okay. Can't get them all right. And Errol Gordon, wow, that's really good too. So I don't know who traded him out 2 weeks ago. I think it was around 1 to 2% of sides. But he has come out and punished those that did that. Just rubbed dirt in their eyes straight up. What a magnificent couple of weeks he has had. Unreal. Barely had any CBAs, which is probably the only real concern with this selection. But nonetheless, 156. Taking that to the bank every day of the week. He was superb. Sheasel is a keeper. We love him. He's probably by far the rising star favourite for this year. 103 average doesn't do him justice with that hard tag on Nick Holman that ruined his night. If you factor out that, he's probably averaging 115. It's just bullshit how good he is of a player. And Asava's 88 come on for Roberts as a loophole, which was really handy. So, couldn't have done anything right in that regard. But we'll move on to our trades. And this is what we're thinking of doing this week. So McKenna is the one that I'm sort of locked on. He will go, undoubtedly. But Ashcroft, and I always talk about value, but I think he kind of needs to go. Does he do a Dacos? We got rid of Dacos when he maxed out in price, break-even wise as a rookie last year. But then he decided that he didn't want to be a rookie anymore and that he was almost a top 6 defender in the back end of the season. So is it too early to jump off Ashcroft? Maybe, but for the trades that I want to make, I think it's reasonable. So this is what we're going to do. So Constable can come into the midfield. Taranto can go down forward. All right. So we'll start off with Weddle because he's the only bloody rookie we got on the radar. We've got Drury as well, but I don't really want to go early on him. I don't even know if he plays or not. So, that's fine. So, I'm looking at a pod in the midfield. And there are three blokes that I'm really targeting. So, number one is Noah Anderson. I loved what this bloke did. He carved it up. Absolutely carved it up against quality opposition. 189. It doesn't get any better than that. He's got a break even of 9. He's got the best buy imaginable, the first buy, which you love. So that's handy. Plays West Coast this week. I think it's the first Saturday game, so the easiest VC of your life. Do you jump on him? Is he too expensive? I think that's the thing that can be justified. I can either hold Ashcroft and jump on, this next bloke. There are a couple here. We'll touch on them. Brayshaw. So, Andy Brayshaw is 531k. Obviously, look at that. 149. Amazing score. Break even in the 50s. Is he going to find form finally? I don't know. They had Hawks, so it was an easy sort of beat up. I don't think he's one I really want to go with. But value, he's as cheap as they come. There's no better week to jump on. We saw what he did last year. He's an absolute superstar. Or there is George's boy, Callum Mills, who, far out, he pleaded a really good case on Mills. I love watching George's reviews. Every single Monday morning when I'm having brekkie, I tune into him. I love it. I dabble in a little bit. And the rant that he did on Mills and Longmire was, it was pretty special. We loved that from him. The absolute GOAT. He's almost convinced me. I don't know. Break even of 116 still. So I think he's one where you can wait another week. I probably will. I want to see if he can back it up. Hit the ton nice, but can you do it again? He's been consistent, but he hasn't really had that 700k type ceiling that he had last year. He is Mr. Fix-It, rather alarming there. So I can have Mills and Brayshaw in my team and then get rid of Van Ruin instead of Ashcroft or a Mick V, one of those types. I'm not really sure, but it would mean that I can hold Ashcroft and hopefully he scores 100 next week, bounces back, and I think he's more than capable to get to mid 400k. But yeah, I'm not really sure. But at the moment, it's Anderson. So we're going to go through with this trade. This goes against my rule, doesn't it? Value is key. And I want to win my leagues. So I want to jump on the cheapest blokes value-wise. But, I mean, there is so much upside with Anderson. So much that I just touched on before. And he's a pod too. I mean, yeah, the buy, the opposition, the break even, the lot. He's a superb player. Since Tuca's gone down, which is probably the only real concern, how is he impacted when Miller comes back into the team? Do they stuff him around? I'm not really sure. But I love this pick. So, is it too much to spend? Should I hold off on Ashcroft and then get in your sort of Brayshaw Mills types? I'm not really sure. Let me know in the comments. But this is what I'm thinking now. And captains for this week, probably that. It's just automatically done it for me. So, yeah, that's fine. Loops in Cotter, that's all good. I'll end this round review before the computer shits the bed yet again, and then I've got to do a fourth take. So, I do apologise for the rough sort of form of this video. I haven't really been talking that well. I had a really hectic day and weekend, which has done me no favours. So, I do apologise for that. I'll keep you updated with my trades and what I decide to do with my captains as well. On Twitter, make sure you give me a follow on Twitter at SuperCoach. Do everything on there. I think we just hit 1,600 followers. So, yeah, thanks to everyone that's got involved and followed me for all these years. Really good audience there and, some real loyal subscribers of my channel. So, love yous all. Cheers for getting around me. That's about it from here, guys. Won't ramble on too much. I'll end it here. Take it easy, look after yourselves, and as always, we'll see you guys in the next video.